Welcome to Willis Wonders. We're in a series of 6 or 7 messages, and the series is sorry, so sad. I'm just saying. It's true. It's a sad series. And this is the article that I'm getting ready to do today is the 15 things that Christians have lost overnight, and we're not even talking about it. The Billy Graham Association put this out in November. I've had this for 3-4 months, and it has just crushed my heart. I just don't know where I'm at with it, and I'm just wondering. And so the series, sorry, sad but true series, I'm just saying, is talking today, series number 3, about the 15 things that Christians have lost in this election. We just didn't just lose the election. And what the Billy Graham Association did is put together this list of what Trump accomplished in just 4 years. Just phenomenal. Now, I know some of you thought this election was against Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It's much, much bigger than that. Maybe you thought it was just Democrats versus Republicans like always. No, that's not true. It was about people that love America and people that hate America, despise it, want to tear it down. So when we go through these 15 accomplishments, we're going to see that they've literally actually have already been destroyed. These people, progressive liberalism versus traditional America, it's class warfare versus the Constitution, people. It's the big media propaganda versus telling the truth. Why is that so hard? Huge socialistic social media platforms versus freedom of speech. Kidding me? We're talking about that in America? National chaos. Look what's happening in the border. They're not showing you. Now he says it's not real. Versus national security. The number one job of our government is national security. And they're creating this chaos. Why? No idea why. Skin color versus character and responsibility. They're putting a wedge, hate message. Mega wealthy versus the middle class. They want to eliminate us. They have the poor already. We'll cover that in another session. It's canceling Christians versus our Christian foundation. Yes, America was founded on Christian principles. Immorality, like we've never even dreamed or imagined, is grotesque versus common sense morality. So frustrating. So have you ever thought, Psalms 2:1, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Good question. Righteousness versus wickedness. What happens to the city? This is Proverbs 11, 10 and 11. It says in Proverbs, when it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices. And when the wicked perish, the city is there shouting. Verse 11, by the blessings of the upright, the city is exalted, but is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. The wicked have quite a mouth, don't they? We need to stand in the gap. We need to stand up. So when we go through these 15 things, I actually got verses for all of these. I know it's sad. It's a little gloom and doom. And that's why I put together this series, and it's painful. And remember, this isn't our home. We're passing by. We're sojourners. I get all that. But nevertheless, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Is it gone? I'm just wondering, big time, how gone is it? Wow, what has taken place with these 40 executive orders in just a month is more than all the presidents for 100 years. It's not legislation, it's totalitarianism, absolute power. They don't care. But the guy that you may or may not have voted for started his political career on June 16th in 2015 when he took the escalator ride at Trump Towers in New York to announce his candidacy as president. He had never previously been held elective office, and when he stunned the world and Hillary with his victory in 2016, he got to work right away. All the other politicians, Democrat and Republican, get the job, and there you go. And they start getting bought out by all the lobbyists and owned by China and everything else, Iran and Russia, and on it goes. But this guy was a business guy. He knew and wanted to get things done. That's why he dropped his multi-millionaire lifestyle and take on. Who knew it would be so hateful every day, all day? His accomplishments outlined below are really rather remarkable when you consider the short time in which they were achieved. The fact that these successes were made in a hostile environment, to say the least, created by Nancy Pelosi in the House of Representatives, making them even more extraordinary. The Democrats working in concert with the complacent mainstream media, being nice there, it is written by the Billy Graham Association, created a phony Russia collusion scandal, held a purely partisan impeachment proceedings, politicized the pandemic, and presided over the destruction of major American cities, all designed to stop Trump from keeping his promises to America and the American people and to remove him from office. So yes, remarkable indeed what he got accomplished. It goes on and says, please feel free to share this. All right, so I'm going to go through the 15 things quickly. I don't want to be real long and belaboring with it, but I want you to get the point of what's taken place with these executive orders. Trump built an economic prosperity. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color, what age. I don't care where you're from. It impacted the world of his building economic prosperity for America. Historic economic expansion. Passed historic tax cuts, created opportunity zones in lower income areas, restored American manufacturers by the groves, by the way, and he preserved and protected Social Security for the seniors. Now, that's all gone. All those business deals he's done, they're gone. The tax hikes they're putting them in place already. Throw it away, Christians. Throw it away. Number two is historic deregulation. And actually in my world, he really helped our industry. He cut regulations at a historic pace. Every day he's getting rid of all this filthy red tape, intrusion of the government, trying to take care of everyday business. He ended the Obama administration war on coal. You know, we're the number one energy company in the world for the first time ever. He did that just in 4 years. Remember OPEC in the 70s, gas lines? What? We can't appreciate the accomplishments. But now the pipeline's canceled. He replaced the Obama administration disaster called CAFE, corporate average fuel economy, strangling that. Our energy dominance is over. The money he saved us in regulations per household is $3,100. Just phenomenal. Number 3, lifted up American workers and families. Wasn't it amazing to see him tell corporations, you're staying. You don't want to leave and try to come back. And all the corporations he had coming back to America to be made in America. Why have we sold America out? For decades we keep doing it. Well, I know why. All right? Policies lifting up the working families in America, creating a national paid leave, promoting school choice. Again, helping the American workers. Well, goodbye. It's gone already. Achieving fair, balanced trade. He withdrew from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. He negotiated monumental deal with Canada, Mexico, South Korea. We were supposed to have war. And Japan. Monumental. Do we need to talk about Israel? We do in a little bit. He put in place tariffs on foreign steel. We actually produce steel, American U.S. steel. Remember that company that went broke decades ago? Almost broke? Yeah. Well, we're getting it from somewhere else now. Unleashing American energy, number 5. Freed American energy production. Oh my gosh, oil, natural gas, coal. Man, oh man. He approved the new pipelines, the Keystone to Dakota Access pipelines. It was going to save millions of dollars, create billions of dollars. Withdrew from job-killing Paris Agreement. Throw that stuff out. First day in office, he killed the Keystone Pipeline. I'm going to say something. This is a wondering. I was reading through my readings. Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett seems to be all right, but he owns railroad tracks from Canada to the Midwest. And he's Democrat, and he's been giving a lot of money to Democrats. And if a pipeline comes through, they won't be using his railroad tracks. Just wondering, do you think for a favor they canceled that and 8,000 family jobs to help fund one of the wealthiest people in the world? That's awful. Awful. So kiss that goodbye. Christians, you've lost that. It's already gone. 1 month. 1 day for that one. Protecting our nation. He rebuilt the military, historically restoring it. He defeated ISIS. He killed some leaders. Nobody saw this coming. And we didn't do it with 100,000 people over there. He's brought everybody home that could be. He restored American leadership in space. Well, that's going to change. The battles, there's a lot of money to be made in wars, and that's why they do them. Restoring, number 7, American leadership on the world stage. It's been embarrassing for a long time. And people respected Trump around the world. They appreciated what he said. He's a negotiator, he's a deal maker, and he keeps his promise. He ended the disaster. Why in the world we give Iran $7 billion, Obama, Biden? They're building nuclear weapons. They want to blow us up. Talk about cancel culture. They want us obliterated. How could we possibly have a deal like that? Trump ended it. He stood up for Israel and its allies. He changed the capital to Jerusalem. Like, duh. Everybody was too chicken of whoever. The Arabs, the media, everybody knows the capital is Jerusalem. Anybody, everybody all over the world. We moved our embassy there. Thank you, Trump. Just common sense stuff like that. Well, so much for being buddies with Israel with Biden. and this progressive liberal. They are not. They like the Arabs. That's a bad move. Christians. Successfully urged all NATO allies to increase their defense spending. Come on, you don't have to be a political wise person to know that governments carrying, that U.S. has been covering NATO all by itself practically. They're donating hundreds or thousands, and we're doing billions, and now everybody's had to own up. Trump said, hey, everybody own up, and they did. He reversed the administration's disastrous Cuban appeasement. We're just back to stupid. Back to stupid. We're back in Paris. Right? So, the world stage respect is gone. This I may come up later, but I want to be sure to say, I've seen several articles of several national leaders. They all know the election got stolen. They all know what took place. No matter what you are listening to in your media station, everybody around the globe knows exactly what took place. And they're scared to death for their countries and their elections. Oh, it did take place. And there's 37 affidavits, visual people, actual people that visually saw wrong things. Anyways, that prestige in the world stage. Biden hadn't talked to anybody yet. He hadn't even talked to Americans. He's sending Kamala Harris, the vice president. I don't want to say anything about that. Securing our borders, number 8. He built the wall no matter what they said. There's clips. I don't know if you've seen it. You probably not. If you're watching mainstream media, it's never going to show this. But other media, you show all of the Pelosi, Schumer, and everybody shit. They all wanted the wall until Trump wanted the wall. Then they don't want the wall. You know, he's got the wall all built, except for like 12 sections where there's rivers going to go through. So it's a different wall, variegated, if you would. The material's there. The workers are there. Biden told them, we're not going to finish it. You're fired. You go somewhere else. Leave the stuff on the ground. Let them in. Securing our borders is over. He had Trump made policy shifts in immigration is making it merit-based. It was the crime of immigration has just escalated until he got in, and now it's reactivated again. You thought you were safe? You think your neighborhood's going to escape it? There are thousands, and there'll be millions just walking in here. Human traffickers, drug dealers, gangs. Oh man, you name it. They're flying in here like crazy. They're going to ruin your neighborhood, my neighborhood, your city, my city. Oh, it's gone. Securing our borders. He took strong action, and so is Biden, to knock it all down. Number 9, upholding law and order. What's wrong with that? He took action to combat violent crime. He launched a whole of government effort to combat opioid crisis. He supported America's law enforcement. Yes, we should do that. Enacted historic criminal justice reform. Come on, minorities. He did that for you. It was unequal, and he equaled it for you. That's why in the election he got more Latinos and blacks than any Republican has ever gotten, because they were able to escape from the flood of false media and see what he was actually doing in their neighborhoods. Well, you're now back to Democrat as usual, and you are going to be subservient to their every needs because the government will take care of you. You won't have any self-esteem. You won't have any opportunity. They're going to keep you poor. That's what they've always done to you. I don't know why you listen to them. Number 10, expanding choice and freedom in healthcare. He ended the burdensome. I kind of wish he kept the mandate penalty so everybody could be reminded every year how horrible that thing is. I don't know why we let the IRS run a health insurance program. Does that make sense to you? He took amazing action for Medicare for seniors, premiums and benefits, prescription drug for insulin, $200, $300, $400 a month, $35 every month in 2020. Huge. Pre-existing conditions, pass the right to try. You know, you're in your last days of experimental drugs. You don't have to go to another country or another continent to experiment. You could try right here. If you want to, you can. He gave people that opportunity. Gone. Number 11, supporting veterans. Historic reforms for the VA. Man, they have got their ship in order now. I don't know how long it'll last. He had accountability with the VA, and they were corrected, and they're running good. Do they have accountability now? Who knows what'll happen. Number 12, standing up for life. The most pro-life president we have ever had during this slaughter since 1973 of abortions. He prevented taxpayer dollars being funded to the abortion industry. He took action to end federal research using fetal tissues, and now we got it in our vaccines. Awful. Awful. Protecting America's religious liberty and conscious rights. I don't have to think like you do, and you don't have to think like I do. But we have a culture today that says, yes, you do. No, I don't. I am still an American, and I have freedoms and liberties for now. Working to end the scourge of human trafficking. ICE arrested over 5,000 human traffickers. Now there's that many that have come into our country in the last month. That's safety is gone. Single signed several pieces of legislation confronting trafficking, set up a hotline for 23,000 survivors, appointed record number of circuit court judges, and appointed 3 Supreme Court justices. You know what? Biden has already fired, debenched, or gotten rid of, trying to get rid of, the last 40 or 50 federal judges that he appointed, Trump appointed. Biden's trying to stop that from going through. Awful people. These are amazing, outstanding people, federal judge nominees and positions, and they're kicking them out? Cancel culture. Do you hear anything going on about that? Do you think any of them's going to say something? They will retaliate like a fiend. Number 15, steady leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic. I've been around a long time. I've seen natural disasters and medical disasters, and all of us have, nationally and worldwide. You don't even have to like the guy, but he took COVID-19, China coronavirus, and did all that he could to protect us. Now, he didn't know that 94% of the information he was receiving was a complete lie. 94%. I actually think 96%. But CDC has now said in September, okay, that 94% of the deaths were with multiple chronic health conditions. A flu would have killed them. He deployed the most advanced testing system on Earth. He launched Operation Warp Speed. We got vaccines in less than a year of a pandemic. Nobody has even come close to that. Ventilators, not that we needed them, FYI. It was the wrong medical procedure for 99% of the people. He made enough for the world. And he signed the CARES Act and the Payment Protection Program, giving us a stimulus bill. Partisan stimulus bill, not executive order. But what's happening with the pandemic now? More fear, more dominance, more shutting things down, just crushing families, crushing cities, crushing businesses of life dreams, creating so much suicide and depression, creating so much alcoholism and family chaos and abuse. On and on we could go. So that idea of getting over COVID, they're only promoting it all the more. Look, I'm sorry. It's sad, but it's true series. I'm just saying, in that election, it wasn't about Joe. It wasn't about Donald. It wasn't even about Democrats and Republicans. It was about America. And I'm just wondering if we just lost it. Christians are in a very serious circumstance. Now, each one of those points, I had a verse. I have lots of Bible hopes and anchors and rocks in my heart and life, and I didn't have time to share on. This is going quite long. But I want to, on my note here, where it talks about the 15 things that the Billy Graham Association was saying that we've lost. We need to take courage. We need to have success. Joshua 1:8 and 9. This book of the law, that's the Bible, shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may be able to observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then you shall have your way prosperous, and then you shall have good success. Have not I commanded you to be strong and of good courage? Be not afraid, neither be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Cling to his promises, but understand we've lost a lot, I'm wondering. I'm Jim Willis. Share this with us. This is number 3 of our series on, sorry, so sad, but it's true, and I'm just saying. All right? Have a blessed day. Cling to him.